Identity, the invisible operating system. You don't consistently act according to what you want. You consistently act according to who you believe you are. Now think about that for a moment. What if the biggest thing holding you back isn't your circumstances, it's the person you believe you are? Stay with me because today we're going to discover why your identity acts like the operating system of your life, why changing your habits alone often doesn't last, and how creating a new identity may be the real key to transforming your future. Welcome back. My name is Mark, aka Create Lifestyle, and I help people, especially those over 50, master the matrix by breaking free from outdated beliefs so that they can experience freedom, abundance, peace of mind, residual income, and leave a powerful legacy. And if you're under 50, welcome, because understanding these principles today could save you years, perhaps even decades, of unnecessary struggle while helping you achieve your goals sooner. For years I said escape the matrix, but I've evolved. I don't believe we're here to escape the matrix. I believe we're here to master it. Some people describe life as a game, and I do too. The difference is that I believe most people were never taught the rules. That's what this channel is all about, learning the rules so we can master the game. Understand your identity creates your behavior. One of the people who completely changed the way I think about this was Dr. Maxwell Maltz. He was the author of the classic book, Psycho-Cybernetics. Maltz was a plastic surgeon who noticed something fascinating. Some patients experience dramatic increases in confidence after surgery. Others look completely different, yet continue living exactly the same life. Why? Because their face changed, but their self-image didn't. That observation led Dr. Maltz to conclude that people often live according to the image they carry of themselves rather than the actual circumstances. That really made me stop and think. How many of us spend years trying to change our circumstances while leaving our identity untouched? I know I did. For years, I worked in the hospitality industry as a waiter, as a bartender, in catering, and pretty much I did everything that had to do with the front of the house positions that you can imagine. And honestly, I was embarrassed by it. I didn't like wearing my uniform outside of work. In fact, I usually wouldn't. I only wanted to wear it inside the restaurant or the hotel because I didn't want people identifying me as just a waiter. Looking back now, I realize that it wasn't the uniform that bothered me, it was my identity. Deep down, that's who I believed I was. And the scary part is, I didn't even realize I was living out that identity and changed the picture. Until I changed the picture I had of myself, my life kept reinforcing it. Eventually, I realized I had to stop identifying myself by the job I had and start identifying myself by the person I was becoming. An entrepreneur, a creator, a teacher, a mentor, somebody committed to helping people free themselves from limiting beliefs, build financial freedom, and leave a lasting legacy. That's when things really began to shift for me. Understand this, your subconscious protects your identity. Your subconscious mind, it isn't trying to punish you. It's trying to protect what it believes is true. If you secretly believe I'm bad with money, I'm shy, I'm always late, I'm not disciplined, your subconscious begin acting consistently with that identity. Not because it wants you to fail, but because it's trying to remain consistent with the picture it already accepts. That's why people often know exactly what they should do, but they don't do it. Your small actions create a new identity. This is where James Clear, he was the author of Atomic Habits, really helped me connect the dots. One workout doesn't make you healthy. One page doesn't make you an author. One YouTube video doesn't build a successful channel, but every action becomes evident. Every repeated action reinforces the identity your subconscious believes is true. That identity completely changed the way that I looked at personal growth. When I first started building my channel, Create Lifestyle, I thought my biggest problem was information. I thought I needed more books, more courses, more notes, more planning. And believe me, I collected years of notebooks. I studied, I prepared, I planned, but I wasn't creating. Then one day it hit me. Your brand is Create Lifestyle. So that requires some action. Time to create. Information wasn't my biggest problem. My identity was. I still saw myself as someone preparing instead of someone creating. Then realization changed my life. It changed everything. That realization changed everything. Identity must become familiar. Both Dr. Maxwell Maltz and James Clear point towards something incredibly powerful. Your identity changes through repeated thoughts, repeated actions, repeated evidence. Eventually, a repeated identity. Not overnight, but gradually. That's why mastering the matrix isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about removing old programming that keeps you from becoming the person you were capable of becoming all along. So, I'd like you to try something today. Complete this sentence 10 different ways. I'm the kind of person who, for example, I'm the kind of person who keeps promises to myself. I'm the kind of person who's resourceful. I'm the kind of person who follows through. I'm the kind of person who learns continuously. Now ask yourself, which of these identities are helping me? Which ones did I inherit? Which ones am I ready to leave behind? Then choose one new identity. Not, I want to be successful. Instead, I'm becoming someone who keeps promises to myself. And then take one small action step that supports that identity. Because identity isn't built through intention alone, it's built through repeated evidence. Here's a simple way I think about it. When I was growing up, I wanted to be James Bond. James Bond, he represented confidence, calmness, certainty. He walked to every room believing he belonged there. He wasn't trying to become James Bond. He was fascinated by the identity he represented. So let me ask you a question. Who represents the kind of person you're becoming? Because when you begin rehearsing that identity consistently, your actions begin catching up with it. So if today's lesson challenged the way you think, I'd love to invite you to continue this journey with me at escapethematrixleverage.com. Over there, we're building a community focused on financial literacy, leverage, value creation, residual income, and mastering the principles that help us create more freedom. We're not just changing beliefs, we're building lives. And together, we're learning how to master the matrix. So to sum it all up, your identity is the invisible operating system running your life. Your subconscious mind works hard to keep that identity consistent. So if you want different results, don't begin by asking, what do I need to do? Instead, ask, who do I need to become? Because every repeated action reinforces the identity your subconscious believes is true, and over time, your identity begins creating your reality. In closing, if this resonated with you, leave a comment below. And I'd love to ask you a question. What identity are you leaving behind, and what identity are you becoming? Let's grow together. And as always, peace, one love, and control your destiny.